All right, so in this video, I'll be analyzing Arsenal's 3-1 win against Leverkusen on Accurate. So in this play, this is the play of Arsenal's first goal in the second leg. So Arsenal wins it with the aerial duel, and then it goes to Declan Rice, and then Declan plays it back, and then the ball makes its way to Eze, and Eze is on the half turn. So when you look at this situation, this is one of the X factor situations. Like, is it's like you would expect him to try to calm the ball down and to try to build something, but this is one of those crazy ideas. Like, you never see players doing this anymore. Like, people would call footy boring, but football is still fun, and there are still these like slight moments of brilliance as he controls the ball on the half turn, and then he just strikes it. Like, this is something that most coaches, like, they kind of coach it out of you, but like he just goes and then like lets his intrusive thoughts like just win. Like, this is amazing. He just goes half turn, then boom. What's crazy about this goal is that not only does the strike connect, but it goes top bins. Like it's just like one of those ones where you look at it and you could tell that it's like a poster finish. Like, this is the type of shot that people like frame and then put in their houses, and then like this is a goal of a career. Like, his career might be remembered by this goal. Like, that's how insane the goal was. Like, Barcola scored a similar goal, but the mechanics and the kind of flow on Eze's goal were just like sensational. And I think it's pretty big. I think it's a sign for Arsenal. They're gonna play a finals this this weekend, I think, and let's see how it goes. But this is a sign that they might be doing something big. Like, sometimes when you see teams having these type of runs, they have these type of moments. I think looking back on their season, this goal is one of those moments that they will remember for a very long time. Yeah, just like their nickname, Jesus FC, like, you could tell that they have a lot of belief in their squad. They believe they could do the job. They're very humble about their business. Sometimes people say they're kind of pragmatic. Sometimes people say that they're they don't really play football, and they're kind of just waiting on set pieces or on things. But the first thing you do in football, you actually have to be good to even get those set pieces or to even get in those areas, and they're a top side to look out for. And it's a I hope for them that they finally get what they think they deserve and what they've been working for these last couple of seasons, because they've been one of the most consistent sides, and this is probably finally their shot. Like, if they don't make it and they don't win this year, then they probably won't win in the next couple of years, because I think other teams will like strengthen, and it would the landscape of the Premier League and the landscape of football will change a lot by then. It's good to give this type of players his flowers. He's really one of one. It's really like taking time for him to get to this level, to play Champions League football, to get on the English national team. He's probably gonna get a World Cup call up. Like, it's almost like a coming of age for him. And like, if he gets a bit more consistent, who knows? Maybe he'll take up a much bigger role in Arsenal in the following seasons. But he's a very fun player to watch when he's on his day, and he has a lot of potential and still a great margin to grow, even though he's not on the he's kind of middle aged. He's not on the younger side, he's not on the older side. It's kind of middle aged, but watch out for this guy when he enters his prime. He's really a one of one type of player, and you guys should tune in more to really see what he's capable of doing with a football. So in this sequence of play, Leverkusen clears it, and it's not one of the best clearances. Like he clears it right in the middle. Like you should always try to clear it out wide and as far as possible. But I think he was kind of rushed in the situation. Declan Rice takes advantage of this and he sees an opportunity. Declan Rice takes the ball and he's more aggressive than the Leverkusen player and he sees a lot of space. I don't know why the Leverkusen players didn't step up and try to close the gap, and Declan Rice sees the space and he attacks it. Like when you see and you look at the reason why players like Ronaldo and Messi get paid the money they get paid and why they scored the goals they score, it's because in the final third they're really aggressive. They get to those spots and they're very dynamic and they want to get to those spots as soon as they can. Like sometimes you can see them very passive throughout the game, but when it's time to turn up and when they see a danger area, they're the first ones to get to it. And this is something that a lot of footballers have to think about. How can they try to turn their mind and how could they try to see those danger areas and try to get there as soon as possible for their whole play to improve. Yeah, so Declan Rice attacks the space and he just scores. Like this was like a cruise finish, like a low bottom corner class. Like this is really a coming of age for him. I think he's finally getting his flowers. Like he was on a smaller team before. Now he joined Arsenal last year. He scored a couple of free kicks against Real Madrid. He's probably him alongside with Bruno are probably the two best players in the Premier League. And I don't know. I wouldn't say he's a Ballon d'Or favorite, but he's surely up there. And maybe if he scores a couple more key goals in the following rounds of the Champions League and he has a couple key moments towards uh, uh Arsenal clinching the Premier League, maybe you have him in that conversation, but yet again you have to see because it's a World Cup year and we know what happened last time around. So Declan Rice got the man of the match against Leverkusen. Right? Let's talk about Declan. Declan is one of those players that we need to give our flowers and we need to respect what he does. On set pieces, in open play, he's really one of those players that are for the future and one of those players that is really going to have a great staple and a great imprint on the game. I think we just don't realize how good Declan Rice is. That's one thing. Other, like, the next thing I would say is like we have this narrative of Arsenal playing haram ball, but what wins you games? Like I see people saying in the media that Arsenal have broken football, but we all haven't found other solutions to counter it. It's like in like when Barcelona came up with tiki taka. Like people look at it now and say it was beautiful, but back then people were like when one team has all of the ball and all they do is keep on passing it, like the game kind of looks boring. It's a natural evolution of the game and you have to figure out ways to counter this, either more teams need to become better at set pieces, more teams need to kind of find and figure out ways around this so they don't have an edge anymore and the game kind of reverts back to the way it was, although it never will, but it more teams would be better at free kicks, corners, and there'll just be more opportunities to score and even more goals. So this is what I think. And I think in the next round of the Champions League, the Arsenal will probably verse Atletico if I'm not mistaken. And Atleti is one of those teams. that play Haram ball as well. So it might just be the Haram ball battles, and we'll really see who will win. I think Atleti has a better work rate, but Arsenal has better wingers, and that battle in the midfield is really gonna be the one that's gonna determine who's gonna go through. And then if they end up going through, they'll probably verse Barcelona. And for me, I think that might just be the the end of their journey, because like how could I say, like, Barcelona is just, they're just kind of like better in a way, like their forwards are kind of like almost guaranteed to create and to create in field of play, like. But if the game, if that's not the type of game it is, if the game is more of a set piece game, then Arsenal can kind of control Barcelona, and also Barcelona is very vulnerable. They concede a lot, whereas Arsenal are very like solid. They're a very well-rounded team, and they're really coming together. And they might just go and play the finals, and who knows? Like maybe this is the year Arsenal win their first Champions League.